A death row guard learns that a gentle giant in his charge possesses a mysterious gift. When a structural security authority finds himself set up and incarcerated in the world's most secret and secure prison, he has to use his skills to escape with help from the inside. Wrongfully convicted for murder, Henry Charriere forms an unlikely relationship with fellow inmate and quirky convicted counterfeiter, Louis Degas, in an attempt to escape from the notorious penal colony on Devil's Island. A married couple's life is turned upside down when the wife is accused of a murder. Locked up for killing an intruder in self-defense, a family man must cope with life in the violent penal system. After a near-fatal plane crash in World War II, Olympian Louis Zamperini spends a harrowing 47 days in a raft with two fellow crewmen before he's caught by the Japanese Navy and sent to a prisoner of war camp. Allied officers in a German prisoner of war camp during World War II make a daring plan for a mass escape by hundreds of POWs, hoping to draw German personnel and resources away from combat operations. A banker convicted of uxoricide forms a friendship over a quarter-century with a hardened convict, while maintaining his innocence and trying to remain hopeful through simple compassion. A court-martial-led general rallies together 1,200 inmates to rise against a corrupt and sadistic warden. Based on the real-life prison break of two political captives, Escape from Pretoria is a race-against-time thriller set in the tumultuous apartheid days of South Africa. A story of love between a mentally ill father who was wrongly accused of murder and his lovely 6-year-old daughter. Prison will be their home. Based on the 2013 Korean movie Miracle in Cell No. In a prison where inmates are fed on a descending platform. Those on the upper levels take more than their fair share while those below are left to starve on scraps, and one man decides to change the system. The story of two men on different sides of a prison riot, the inmate leading the rebellion and the young guard trapped in the revolt, who poses as a prisoner in a desperate attempt to survive the ordeal. A young man, falsely imprisoned by his jealous friend, escapes and uses a hidden treasure to exact his revenge. A young man who was sentenced to 7 years in prison for robbing a post office ends up spending 3 decades in solitary confinement. During this time, his own personality is supplanted by his alter ego, Charles Bronson. A young woman's desperate search for her abducted boyfriend draws her into the infamous Colonia Dignidad, a sect nobody has ever escaped from. A football star jailed for assault leads a group of inmates in a match against prison guards. A career criminal nabbed by Mexican authorities is placed in a tough prison where he learns to survive with the help of a young boy. An Irish man's coerced confession to an IRA bombing he did not commit results in the imprisonment of his father as well. Meanwhile, a British lawyer fights to clear their names and free them. Siberian Gulag escapees travel 4,000 miles by foot to freedom in India. Through the innocent eyes of Bruno, the 8-year-old son of the commandant at a German concentration camp, a forbidden friendship with a Jewish boy on the other side of the camp fence has startling and unexpected consequences. A soldier assigned to Guantanamo Bay befriends a man who has been imprisoned there. A former boxer turned drug runner lands in a prison battleground after a deal gets deadly. Alcatraz is the most secure prison of its time. It is believed that no one can ever escape from it. Until 3 daring men make a possibly successful attempt at escaping from one of the most infamous prisons in the world.
A structural engineer installs himself in a prison he helped design, in order to save his falsely accused brother from a death sentence by breaking themselves out from the inside. Alcatraz. In 1963, all the prisoners and guards mysteriously disappear from Alcatraz. In the present day, they resurface and a secret agency is tasked with recapturing them. Breakout Kings. A squad of U.S. Marshals team up with cons, former fugitives, to work together on tracking down prison escapees in exchange for getting time off their sentences. Breakout. Film. A pair of criminals try to track down the kids who witnessed them commit a murder in the woods. El Recluso. An American spec OPS infiltrates one of Mexico's toughest prisons in search of information on the whereabouts of an American politician's daughter. Inside Man, a prisoner on death row in the US, and a woman trapped in a cellar under an English vicarage, cross paths in the most unexpected way. Behind Bars, the world's toughest prisons. Explore the realities of 6 maximum security prisons worldwide. Experience the gritty, uncompromising environment where inmates struggle to survive. A brutally honest portrayal of life behind bars in some of Earth's most infamous lockups. Jailbirds. To save the man she loves from jail, Mathilda takes his place by helping his break out, while she exclusively relies on him to survive in this prison setting. Mathilda has not heard from him since her imprisonment. Isolated, with her son as her only support, she is now identified by the inmate number 383205B. Will Mathilda become a convict like any other? La Fuga. Daniel is a young idealist and active member of a revolutionary movement called the Resistance. He is arrested and taken to La Torre, an oil platform in the middle of the ocean. Converted into a maximum security prison. Locked up abroad. What does it feel like when you realize you're about to be locked up in a foreign country, possibly for life? In Locked Up Abroad, host Jim Clemente, Real Crime Profile, brings you first-hand accounts from people who lived this nightmare. Orange is the New Black. Convicted of a decade-old crime of transporting drug money. Ordinarily law-abiding Piper Chapman is sentenced to 18 months behind bars and quickly discovers the realities of life-changing prison time. Oz follows the daily activities of the inmates at the Oswald Maximum Security Correctional Facility, aka Oz, for short. An unusual prison where its criminal inhabitants face challenges head-on behind bars and do all they can to stay alive. Porridge. The prison life of Fletcher, a criminal serving a 5-year sentence, as he strives to bide his time, keep his record clean, and refuses to be ground down by the prison system. Prisoner. Cell Block H follows the lives of inmates and staff at Wentworth, a high-security women's prison in Australia, exploring their backstories, daily struggles, and interpersonal relationships within the harsh realities of incarceration. The night of. After a night of partying with a woman he picked up, a man wakes up to find her stabbed to death and is charged with her murder. The Prisoner of Zenda. An Englishman on a Ruritarian holiday must impersonate the king when the rightful monarch, a distant cousin, is drugged and kidnapped. The Spanish Prisoner. A corporate engineer develops a lucrative secret process for a company but doesn't know who to trust when the higher-ups seemingly want to steal it from him. The Prisoner. An update to the cult favorite series from the 1960s about a government agent who is kidnapped and sent to a remote island known as the Village. Markham. Successful prosecutor Firat, who does not remember anything, is accused of murdering his wife and daughter. He has to escape from prison to reveal the truth.